we're gonna go live, and as you can see, I fiddled around with the old camera again, and I'm trying a different holder in a different spot, so you gotta tell me, ladies, if this is gonna work for us. So, trying to find us. I know we're here somewhere. Can't see us. I can see everybody but us. So we're going to do a couple last stamping fun things with our, oh look, there we are, with some of our retiring bits that are going on. Hey, Sheila. And so jump and say hello. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you see. Yeah, we're just going to give it a go here and see what happens. I'm hoping that this gives us a little more space, a little more room to look and see. And yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out. So tell me what you think, girls. You know, of course, some of it you just can't do until you're live. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Becky. Hey, Deb. Happy almost end of April, and the big orange globe in the sky came out today, and I was so beside. And I think Friday's supposed to be a nice day. I'm really hoping for that. So I want to tell you a couple of things before we get started. Number one, for the 23-24 In Color Club, of course, it's a selection of products that for 5 months, because there's 5 in colors, you'll get in a product kit from me. And in it will be all of these things. So I'm going to pop this into the mail for everybody that hasn't seen it yet. And for those of you that I have catalogs for, there's a copy of this in there for you. But you'll get 8 sheets of designer paper, an ink pad, and a refill, a new one every month. And these will all be coordinated, color coordinated. You'll get the In Color luster paper, Stampin' Right marker, 16 sheets of 6x6 cardstock, 4 coordinated cards and envelopes. So not stamped, but I will give you the card bases and the envelopes. You'll get a bolt of ribbon and a spool of twine. All of that. So at the end of 5 months, you'll have all of the new In Colors. For those of us that, you know, we got to think about what we're doing with our budget right now. So just reach out and let me know, because I get you. I feel you, girls. I want it all at once, just like everybody else. So this is a reminder, we do have In Color Club that we're working on right now. And I didn't mean to bang the paper, but I was trying to reach my glasses and be, you know, stealth about it. Stealthy? Stealthy. I think that's the right word. Anyway, wanted to tell you about that. I do have two slots still available for Stamp-A-Stack on the 6th of May. It is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to do 24 cards. So there'll be 8 different stations for making cards. 8 different cards. You make 3 of each card. So you work at your pace. Everything is provided for you except adhesive. I will have some liquid glue. And I will have some adhesive that's available for sale. But if you have a favorite, by all means, please bring it with you. And we're going to be using brand new products, brand new colors, brand new cardstock, stamps, dies, embossing folders, the whole shebang. So like I said, I do have 2 Kit Club Stamp-A-Stack spots left if people would like to come. It is $60. So that really works out to $2.50 a card. Come have a good time, laugh with us. You get to see this silly girl in action because you know that I'm silly. And lunch is included. I'm going to be doing lunch for everybody, so you don't have to worry about anything. Plus, later on in the day, I'll be doing a BOGO sale, so we can talk about that day. So I wanted to let you know those two things, and by all means, reach out and let me know if that interests you. I love sharing what I do. I love sharing the joy. It makes me happy. I want to make you happy too. Are you ready? Let's make some cards. Yay! Mystery stamping has already been posted. It is up. We are back live for the last day of April on Sunday night at 7 to do our mystery stamping. This card, our first card tonight, is one that actually, this is from a new set. This is called the Cheerful Daisies. It is a bundle. So you have the Cheerful Daisy stamps and dies. Look at those. And there's beautiful coordinated designer series paper. And this is a folded card, pretty simple and easy, using Lost Lagoon, Lemon Lolly, and this is the Wild Wheat. But look at that paper. I love daisies, I love sunflowers, but I'm so ready for spring. So this was the first one that I did. We're going to use some different colors tonight to make another one. So let's get started with that. We're going to use, I got all my bits here in my little kit. I keep everything in envelopes. Our card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, is right here, and then I've scored it 4 times to make the fold. We have Wild Wheat. We're starting with a 4 by 4 bit, and so we have that, and then look, we have this beautiful designer series paper from this Cheerful Daisies designer series paper. I don't think that's what it's called, but I can't remember the name of it. Oh my goodness. Oh, Fresh as a Daisies, what the designer series paper's called. So, but look how these beautifully, they coordinate together. This is a simple card. We're going to put all this together. I have all those bits cut. We have some basic white bits here, and we're going to do a little stamping on here. We're going to stamp on a couple of these pieces right here using some Lost Lagoon. Oh, and Sheila, there we go. Hey there. Oh, I love this set. Isn't it sweet, Sheila? I love it. So let's do a little wishing you the brightest birthday. And I love the Lost Lagoon. I just wanted to bring in some of the colors. Just, we could have used Berry Burst. We could have used the Bubble Bath, but I wanted to bring in the Lost Lagoon. I like this. I think it's a great color. I don't like the way I stamped that though, so a good thing we have magic paper, and my stamp pad is nice and juicy. Juicy, juicy. I'm gonna reach out and re-stamp again. So, is it a better picture for you when I have a different, rather than having my stamp or my Akron right here, it's giving me more room here. So hopefully it will be more for you as well. And on the inside, I want to stamp, your friendship means everything. Sometimes it's hard to know what to say to a friend when you're sending them a birthday card. So, you know, you don't necessarily want to be mushy like you might be with your family. Oh, you got that. Bethy, you're going to love this set. It is fantabulous. Oh, look. Good thing we have two sides because I can't stamp straight tonight to save my soul. I was upstairs admiring the tomato planter that my husband was making for me. Yeah. All right, so we got these. Let's die cut this with one of the dies from Cheerful Daisies. I want to put Lost Lagoon because I'll be wearing it. So I am still wearing black ink from 2 days ago. 2 days ago, black ink. I dropped the bottle. I was refilling my Memento Black. I dropped the little refill bottle. I had black ink everywhere. All over me, all over my hand. Of course, today I have dirt under my fingernails that I just noticed from playing outside with my grandson, and we were playing baseball. Well, kind of playing baseball. He was mostly running around and falling on the ground, but we were playing baseball, and while I was waiting for him to not be silly, I was weeding in my flower bed. Of course, I didn't have any gloves on because who knew I was going to be weeding? No, I'm telling you, it is never a dull moment at the Pinio household. We just, so I just learned by looking up that I could do this a little closer. But look, I have room. I can set it right up on top of us, just like that. And there is our sentiment. Let's put the die away. Now I'm going to set these all up here in front of me rather than to the side or on the floor, so I won't remember where it is. Okay, let's put some bits together, and then while I'm putting some things together, I need you to help me decide if we are going to use Moody Mauve or Wild Wheat ribbon on our card. Moody Mauve or Wild Wheat. Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat. So I'm going to try to watch comments while I'm adding seal and attaching our bits together. Please, there we go. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. And I'll lay the bits up here so you can see. Here, we'll put this one right here so you can see both colors with that Moody Mauve and Wild. Oh, 2 Moody Mauves so far. Everybody vote. You know the deal. We need 4 votes for a color. And never fear, girls. We will be using dimensionals because I love dimensionals. Oh, we got 2 Moody Mauves, 1 Wild Wheat. 2 Moody Mauves, 1 Wild Wheat. See how those colors coordinate together? I mean, I would never think to put the Moody Mauve and the Wild Wheat together. Never in a million years would I think of that. And it looks beautiful. Hey, Susan. Happy sunny Wednesday afternoon. It is still sunny outside. Okay, where are we now? We get still two Moody Mauves and a Wild Wheat. We're going. I'm getting a little sip while I drop things on the floor. And I'm sorry, Sheila, I think we're going to go with Moody Mauve. Because right now we're 2 to 1. 2 to 1. 2 Moody Mauves, 1 Wild Wheat. But they're both beautiful colors. And I do have Wild Wheat on this one. So let's bring in our card base and let's start to plan and build here. This is going to be the back of our card, and we're going to add this little bit, and it will fit perfectly right on the center of this fold. So I did fold at 2 1/2 and 3 1/8, and then I flipped it around and did 2 1/2 and 3 1/8, and then folded opposite so that I have a valley and a mountain and a valley and a mountain. That's how I did it. Then we're going to add this bit, and of course it's going to overhang just a little. But let's put our, not a very big piece, but we're going to add a little piece for just signing our name on here. This card is going to stand up and speak for itself. And I'm going to pop it right, actually I'm going to get a different piece. I don't like that little bit of white. I probably touched it with a blend. Who knows? But look, I have another piece. And we will use that. Let's get a little adhesive on there. This is a little larger scrap, but that's okay. We're going to pop it right in here, just like this. I'm going to move this bit here. We're going to go over the edge, and we're not going to do the whole, it's going to hang over the edge, so we're going to not get adhesive on this edge here. And I'm going to look at it. I think I want to go this way, kind of trying to keep my, and I'm holding it right where I don't want to add adhesive, because I don't want it to stick to each other. So we're going to lay this one on with looking at where all of our lines are and lining up our card bits together. And then folding, and this is going to be our last one. And we're going to add that on in a minute, but we're going to put our your friendship means everything, right in the middle. So this layer will be right here, and one more, and this layer will edge right up over the edge here. Oh, I got it out a little bit too far. I want to tuck it in a little more. So we're going to just come a little farther to the edge. This is going to be our last piece, but before we attach it, I want to attach our ribbon. And did you notice? It's not even whoosy-majiggy. It's not a bow. I just tied a little knot. So I'm going to come around the edge with my 4x4 and then a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 designer series paper. We're just going to come around and tie a flat knot. If only I could get my fingers to work. Come around. Come around. There we go. Tie a little knot. And then this is going to come on the edge of our card. And of course, once again, we're going to have some of that designer paper cardstock is going to reach right over the edge. Lining them up, trying not to get my big old head in the way. I want a little glue dot and my take your pick tool, and I'm going to lay a glue dot underneath my ribbon and hold it right down because I don't want it to move. And I will take my boner here in just a second, and we're going to smooth all of our edges out. But I want to snip and snip. Almost snipped my finger. That would not be good. And of course, we're going to need dimensionals for our sentiment. I think the Lost Lagoon complements this. Don't you? Wishing you the brightest birthday. And we're just going to pop it right on here. Just going to tag it up just like that. We're going to bring our bone folder in. Last but not least, and I'm going to turn my card right over, and I'm just going to give these edges one more little smush. There we go. And that is our first card this evening, and doesn't that lay perfectly now? Isn't that awesome? Look at that. That's our Cheerful Daisies card for the night. I love the same packet designer paper. Oh, look at those hearts. Thank you, girls. Look, same card, just did it with different designer paper, but they look completely different to me. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, that is card number one. Let us clean some of the space off here. Because now you girls can see farther, so you can see what a mess I really am making. And it's, I was stuck. Okay, let's do another card. We're gonna use one of my favorite, my favorite stamp sets that is retiring, but that's okay. We're going to use the Go-To Greetings, which is remaining. We'll be able to use this. I mean, it's so simple. Just the different fonts and sizes that say happy birthday or hello, just a note, thank you, thinking of you. I mean, aren't these beautiful? They're so scripty. So we're going to be using just a note today. And we're going to use the large sunflower from Celebrate Sunflowers that is retiring. It is a bundle that is retiring. And look, our simple basic white card base. We're going to do a little spotlight stamping tonight. Have you ever done spotlight stamping? Oh, thank you. I love DSP. Oh, I hear you, Deb. We got our basic card base. 4 1/4 by 11. We scored it at 5 1/2. This is our look. Isn't that just beautiful? I love it. Love it, love it. So we got some bits here. We have an envelope, of course, that we're going to stamp. We have a piece of Night of Navy and a piece of basic white, and then a smaller piece of Night of Navy and basic white. And then we have another piece of basic white that we're going to trim because I forgot to trim it. We need this to be for the inside of our card, and we need it to be at 4. I just wanted you all to know that I could trim it. And 5 1/4. I just, see, I mean, it trims so easy. Look at that. So we have bits and bits. We're going to layer these together because that's how we're going to stamp them. The smaller and the larger, we're going to layer together. I'm going to do it with just a quick little attachment of a glue dot to hold it nice and firm in place. And we're going to pop these right off, and then I'm going to lay it on my exterior piece of paper. Oh, excuse me. Just like this. So that we're going to stamp our sunflowers on there. And we're going to stamp a sunflower for the inside and a sunflower on our envelope. But first, this is one of the few times I'm going to stamp my sentiment before I stamp my sunflowers. And the reason that I want to do that is because I want to be able to see where I want my sunflowers to go. Oh, that was really juicy. That's okay. I'm gonna like it. So let's take our stamp and we're gonna ink it up. And this is a big stamp and I used a big block. And I'm gently, because I figured out that that is so juicy, gently adding that ink to my image. There we go. And we're going to stamp our sunflower right here on the corner. Da, da, da. Perfect. Let's turn it around. Now I just set that ink pad down. Oh, it's a true story. It's hard to keep track of me. Those of you that have stamped with me in person, I guarantee you that you'll be laughing at me on the 6th. Oh, you will. It's a true story. But that's okay because I laugh at myself. And let's add another one here. So we got stamp and stamp and stamp. And I'm just giving it time for that ink to transfer nicely. We're going to bring our stamp back in again. So this was I was actually inking up this stamp pad when I dropped ink on myself yesterday. I was. And let's add one to the corner of our inside. We're going to spotlight a little bit on there. And one more, let's put one on the back of our envelope. And we're just going to do a little eensy-teensy corner of it. And you know what? I think I'm going to leave that right in black. Black and white. I love black and white. Makes me happy. And look, we've gotten ink everywhere. There we go. We're just going to do it like that, and we're going to let that dry. Let's do our little, so for this, I'm going to take these apart now. Da-da-da. I am going to take my Night of Navy blending pen, my blending brush, and I'm only going to use the light color for right now, and I'm just going to add a little Night of Navy to my flat sunflower, and only on this little bit of paper. I'm not really being careful. I know it kind of feels like I am, but I'm really not. And I'm just going to kind of color away. I know that my voice changes when I'm coloring. I find coloring relaxing. Many people, like my dear friend Debbie, who's here with us, she is she's very artistic, but she's also very musical. And I think she finds it relaxing to play her drums. Of course, I'm in awe of her playing the drums. I don't play musical instruments, so I play a mean game of cribbage. Does that count? And I'm just adding ink, just adding. I'm not even getting all the way to the corners, and it's okay that it overlaps, because using the ink like this, it makes me feel like such an artist. I am such an artist. And let's see, what am I trying to do here? Oh, I'm trying to peek at this card. Yep, I want to just color on this side. I'm not going to color my whole thing because I'm going to kind of faux spotlight this piece that's going on the inside. Opposite of what we did on the outside. There we go. Got it right in the corner. Can you see how it just kind of does that magical shading all by itself? Let's add a little Daffodil Delight. Because who doesn't like a little Daffodil Delight? You know, that's the inside of our daisy. So we're just going to give it a little. On this one, I did use Lemon Lolly. This time I grabbed the Daffodil Delight. I just wanted to see what a little bit of color difference would do. And there we go. A little bit of color difference. And I'm going to come straight across here, right into this edge. Just like that for the inside. I kind of just want a little drop of color on the outside. I guess I talked myself into it. I just am going to do right over here on this edge where, on the edge of the envelope. And this is the same color, just the other end of the pen. Just the other end of the pen. So it's a little lighter Night of Navy. Just going to give it a little touch there. And of course, when we get it put together, we're going to add some, you know what we're going to need. Winko Stella. Here we go. So how are you feeling about this, girls? We're making our own designer series paper. Let's put that together. Where's our card base? And we're going to put these together. And it doesn't matter that I got that ink on there because, you know, I got it on myself. I'm a mess tonight. I'm just a mess. We're going to lay this one on here. Just like that. And then this we're going to snuggle right in there, and then I'm going to show you a little magic trick with a Stampin' Right marker that's going to pull those together. So you see on my black marks, now you're not going to see them. We are just going to pop this right like this, kind of lining up the bits of my petals. There we go. We're going to grab that black Stampin' Right marker. Maybe this is what I was feeling. I don't know. But I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to add some more little dots from our sunflower center, and fewer dots here, and even fewer dots here. And then we're just going to kind of grab some it's just like it's supposed to be. And let's do the same right up here. We're just going to add a few little dots right on the edges. All it takes. It's our whole card all put together. Now we're going to add another layer. I love layers on my cards. I love having interest so that we can see different things. And you know, this is just a note for one of our friends. I would send this to one of my aunts. I would send it to you know, maybe a shut-in from church, or anybody that I just wanted to say hello to. My mom, I would send this to my mom. And now you don't have to add another layer to the inside of your card, but I just loved that little look. I love that look. And of course, Who doesn't love a little wink of Stella? And I'm gonna wink even the black and white section, not the whole thing. I'm just doing some select bits so that we are sharing all of the love for our card. Just a note, and even a few little streaks right where the lines are, creating the petals, the definition on the petals, just to add. I mean, I am just, well, you see how fast we're done. I'm not going to add any ribbon or gems to this. I love it just the way it is. Just another knot. It's such a fun technique, Becky. It makes the card look completely different. I'm just spotlighting that piece. Now, you could actually have stamped your design on here and punched a hole and just colored inside of where you punched and have that. It will look like it's just drawing right through the round circle or the anything that you've done, rectangle. But I wanted to do it this way tonight. That's our second one. Here's our third one. We're going to use lots of colors on our third card. I'm going to get them all out here. We're going to use some new ones. We are going to use a returning color, Lemon Lime Twist. And we're going to use Azure Afternoon, some old standbys. We're going to use Gorgeous Grape, Balmy Blue, and some Garden Green to make our next card with another new set that is coming. It's the Tropical Leaf Bundle. This bundle is your stamp set and a punch. I also already have done, because I didn't want to get up and walk across the room, I've used one of the basic 3D embossing folders, and I embossed this piece of basic white. We're going to use that. We're going to stamp. We're going to use a die from our contour dies, our scallop contour dies. We're going to use one of those. And yes, I have two sets of the dies because I use them so frequently and for so many things that I love this set. So I own two sets of the dies. No, we don't want to put that in there. Is putting things away. We're going to use some blending daubers. We're going to use one for the grape. We're going to use one for the lemon lime twist, one for the balmy blue, and one for the Azure Afternoon. This is what we're going to make on our card. We're going to use those daubers and we're going to daub up our embossed bit of paper. So when you emboss, you'll have an embossed side which your design is raised, and a debossed sign where the design is obviously sunken because it's raised on the other side. I chose to do the debossed side, and I used my sponge daubers to get color around and in some of my designs there. So that's what we're going to do with this. And I'm going to maybe set the card to the side a little. And we're going to get some other bits out here because I want to show you what I did to the inside. Because I was cleaning my daubers. And I thought, oh, I'm going to dab the inside of the card. So we're going to do that. We also have a bit of Azure Blue is our card base. We have our envelope, and we have another scrap of paper for stamping our sentiment in the Azure Blue, Azure Afternoon. So now I have all of my bits together here. Let's start by stamping, oh, and we're going to stamp some leaves. Let's stamp our sentiment and get that out of the way so it can dry. So let me get that open, and we're going to say hello. We're going to grab the hello stamp. We're going to grab the big tropical leaf and the, what do they call them? I said the word the other night. You know, it's the inside. There's a name for them. I can't think of it right now. I want to say spawning, but I'm not sure that that's the right word. Oh, girls, you can't trust me. I'm popping all these onto blocks, and we need our hello, and we got them all, and we're going to start with our hello and our azure afternoon. Azure. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I just don't know. So we're going to say hello in our blue. There we go. We have our hello. I mean, we could, I don't know how to say it in French, but I'm sure you can say it in lots of languages, but we're not going to do that. I don't trust myself. But I want to stamp in the azure afternoon. I want to stamp again with our big tropical leaf. So I'm inking it up really well, and I'm checking my stamp, make sure it's okay. And we're going to give it a little plop. There we go. I'm not going to close that because we're going to use it again. But I want to stamp another leaf, and we're going to do it in garden green. Isn't that just, I love that bold color. And we're going to stamp again in our garden green. And this is going to be it for our garden green, because you know that I can't be trusted with green ink. You know I can't. There we go. We're going to put the garden green right back where it goes. We need our, Becky, you're always my one that knows exactly what these things are called. You know, the ribs, I got it, the ribs. Oh, it's a true story. Hey, you know, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. We're going to put ribs on our leaves because we want to add that dimension. We're going to put Memento Black ribs on them. Just like that. Let's put a little on another one. Ribs, and not the kind you eat. Ribs. I want my envelope, and I'm going to add, with what is remaining on our stamp from our green on our envelope, and then I'm going to add what's remaining from our Memento Black from on our envelope. Just a little soft texture and technique. So we have something interesting. And we're going to use our tropical leaf punch. I'm saving the sponge daubing bit for last because that was the most fun to me. And I'm just putting our little leaves in our punch. I love punches. Do you love punches? They just make it so easy. They're fun. They're quick. They're just, yeah. I'm going to trim a little bit off of this one so that I can get it nice and situated in our punch here. I didn't measure, I just grabbed scraps of paper. Sometimes you gotta just realign. Okay, got it lined up. Give it a punch. Look, one last thing to do, and we are gonna bring, remember I said we were gonna use this again. We're gonna bring our little boho blue buddy in with our die. We're done with the Memento Black, Laura. Do not leave it open because you will wear it again. All right, if you were I didn't have to say the whole thing. I didn't have to say, if you were my die, where would you be? And somebody is bound to say to me, put away like you were supposed to be. And there we go. Put it right back up here. And there's our hello. I'm going to pop out our little bitties here. And then we're going to get to inking. There we go. So we have all of our bits ready. Now we're going to do our daubing. I saved the best part for last. Setting that aside. Let's bring in our, so I did deboss before. You want to do emboss this time? Let's see what the difference looks like. Let's do that. Okay, let's do our blue because that's the one that's open. And I'm going to grab my blue sponge dauber and I'm just going to start to add some ink. And I'm just kind of randomly stamping it on my paper. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, we're just kind of making our own bits of designer paper. Because we are going to put bits over it, so. Ooh, can you see the difference between debossed and embossed? I can clearly see. Pretty. All right, we've done that one. Want to do a little balmy blue? Oh no, I don't want to do blue and blue. Let's do blue. Let's do lemon lime twist. One of my favorite colors. I think they're all my favorites. I can't help it. I love color. I love design. I love movement. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? Just kind of filling in little bits here and there. Okay. We might come back to that. Let's do a little gorgeous grape. I love the name, gorgeous grape. Gorgeous, as my husband would say. He would say it's simply gorgeous. He would too. He's a good down east boy. Just adding. This just makes me so, I feel so creative when I'm doing this. It's like, yeah. Who knew I could do all this? All right, we got some gorgeous grape on there. We're gonna add some balmy blue. And I just stuck my hand in it. True story. So we're gonna come in and fill in some of the holes with a little balmy blue. I like that. I like how it just kind of is bringing all of those colors together. I feel like we need a little more. We need a little more grape. It's not as strong as some of our other colors. Just gonna add a little more grape. And that's a neat thing about when you use the sponge daubers. You can go back over it as many times as you want. Every time you do, it's just going to make that color a little bitty stronger. Isn't that gorgeous? It's different. So now I'm just going to add, I'm going to dab up the card on the inside, my little piece for the inside here. And really what I'm doing is I'm cleaning my sponge dauber, much like I clean my blends. And then we'll just add a little green. Just adding that color. Just get those edges There we go. And a little azure afternoon, kind of in between the bits here. And of course, there's still plenty of room for leaving a message for somebody. There we go. But I have one more trick I want to do. I want to take the little itty bitty and I want to add just a couple to the inside of my card and one right on the envelope, just to surprise people. Ready to put this card together? Isn't it fun? It's just so much fun. I am going to lay this down flat on my card base because we're going to use dimensionals, you know, on the leaves. And I'm just going to put it, I mean, just look at those colors. Oh, love it. We need our leaves. Simple card, simple. Didn't take us very long at all, but look how much fun it is. And we could add, you know, we might add some rhinestones to this one. I'm feeling a rhinestone or two. So we have a blue leaf, and we have our green leaf. Kind of go under here, kind of catch it, and we're going to go like that. And then of course we have our hello. Just like that, right across. And then the inside bit. So ladies, what are you thinking about this camera angle? Is this okay? Because I'm loving that I have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more room here to work and create with you. But I need to know what you think. All right. While you're thinking and you're letting me know, and you can even let me know in the comments later, I want to add, we're going to add a few rhinestones to our card. Because we can. Rhinestones, I mean, who doesn't love bling? So I'm going to add a couple on our hello, because we're bringing the shine. We're bringing the shine, and I got some more here, and I feel like we're going to add one maybe up here on the green, and maybe down here on the blue. We're going to need, of course, we need one on our grape ape. Got it there. So how many is that? That's 5. I think that's good. That is our third card. And look at the difference between the debossed and the embossed. Do you like one more than you like the other? Same technique. Of course, they're always going to look different. But aren't they so pretty? I love them. So this is card number 3 with our inside bit, with our hello. Then, of course, we did a little spotlight for our just a note on this card. That was card number 2. And card number 1 was our designer series paper to wish you a happy birthday. And what a perfect place. You could tuck a little gift card in here if you wanted, or some cash. Just a perfect little way to send a greeting to somebody that you love. So thank you for saying they're beautiful cards. Oh, and I'm glad that you relaxed. That's the important part, Deb, is this is all about relaxing and having happiness in your life. Just want to spread the joy to everyone because it is a joy for me. It makes me so happy to do this. So ladies, those are our cards for the night. I will upload this video to YouTube and of course on our channel here, our Laura's Cards by Designs. And if you love these cards, let me know. Facebook likes to know that you're giving me all those hearts because then they boost us up higher. So thanks for being here with me. Thanks for sticking with me for the night. And you never know when Happy Meal will show up in your mailbox. I love you girls. Bye.